this is the issue that I've been stuck in. I don't know if you're like realizing this vicious cycle, but it's what I'm stuck in and it's what I'm trying to get out of, but I need a helping hand. And if I can't get that help, because like literally I don't think you realize that I can't afford so many things. Like I can't afford to go to the doctor sometimes. I can't afford like literally tampons. Like literally I take the ones here because I can't afford them. This is like Starbucks food. I hate Starbucks food, but it's honestly all that I can afford because I have markouts. But
do you need to reassess your availability?
I literally can't. I've looked at it and this is honestly the best way where both my mental health should be put first, and that way financially I'll also be okay, but not like not comfortable, okay. And that's a huge thing. I don't think if you're not making $15 an hour and working your ass off like a dog, I don't think you understand how much mentally that is draining and how demeaning it is when I know that there's a lot of people who would back me up on being like, oh yeah, she'd be great, she could do this, she can do it. But how demeaning it is for you to be questioning it and then for you to be like, well, you don't even give me that availability.
Questioning your abilities.
You said that I don't even have the availability, but I'm explaining it to you.
Availability and ability are different. You're capable. You have the abilities. I would like to have you as a trainer. Don't get me wrong. But you don't have the availability, the hours to provide. For example, Lamar, he wants to be a shift supervisor one day. And I said, hey, that's great. Go at your own pace, but you need to open availability to be a trainer first. What did he do for Eva? He opened it as an availability to train her.
I just don't think you're fully understanding my struggle. And that's what's sad. Because this is a reality. I know that I'm not the only one that faces this. I know a lot of our partners are blessed to not have to provide by themselves, but I'm unfortunately one of those ones who have to provide everything by myself, and I've been doing that since I was 16. And Starbucks has been the only thing that was there for me. Dottie's district, she was amazing. Ryan's district, everyone in there was amazing. But I've had only issues at this store with just being like, hey, like I seriously need this for my mental health. I need this for my financial stability. And you're over there being like, I don't know about that one. And I understand that it's a company-wide policy. I seriously do. I understand that, but I don't understand how at the beginning of this, how I told you I'd really prefer mornings. But ever since then, I've been sacrificing almost every single night.
I could move you to mornings, but I was concerned with you only being available Wednesday and Fridays. You'd be working almost a cloak.
Yeah, and I've been doing that every single day. Like, I literally, when I close, guess what time I have to wake up in the morning and open the Clarkson?
Another thing that also happens when I schedule is if you work late enough at night and I schedule very early in the morning, I will get an error saying that it has to be at least an 8-hour gap.
Yeah.
So 8 hours from.
And I've had that over in Meriden.
In the fall or the summer. I can't do my math right now. But something around that. So.
Yeah. And it's not like I'm asking for like crazy, like, oh, like it's not crazy. Like I know myself and I know my own limits. I'm like, okay, I know for a fact that I can wake up at this time and I will be there at that time, but I've never gotten scheduled that 6 a.m. appointment. That 6 a.m. I've picked up 6 a.m.s,
You have?
but have I ever been scheduled for it? No. And it's really depressing, like, that I'm being so, like, outcasted and literally socially, like, isolated from my family, from my friends, and mentally not doing okay. Work, Clarkson, I hate that job. I've expressed that to you so many times. But I can't leave it because it's the only thing paying the bills. It's the only thing feeding me. And I can't leave Starbucks because I need the health insurance. I can't find another job with better health insurance benefits.
So if you leave Clarkson, does your availability open up?
Yeah.
So when's that going to happen?
I can't leave Clarkson because I can't not pay the bills. I can't.
How many
It's
hours
a
would you be
vicious
looking
cycle.
For? How many hours would you be looking for if you leave Clarkson?
I'd be looking for as many as I can get.
Okay.
But I could not leap to the 1575. I could not leap to just surviving on 1575. That is not enough for food. That is enough barely for rent and utilities. Not enough for food. And it's not because I don't live in an expensive place. I live in a crappy place where everything smells bad, where there's roaches crawling.
So,
I don't even live nice.
I'm sorry that you're having these experiences, but I'm only telling you what I can and cannot do based on what you're giving me.
Okay, then let me go to another store who will give
Okay.
me that.
So tell me, go ahead and find a store that will work with you. I'm trying to tell you that you're going to be experiencing probably some pushback because of the minimum availability requirements. But if you do find a store,
I've
let's
always
do it.
had store managers who've always been opening and listening to my situation. Like, literally, I can't name one store manager who I've told my situation to, and they're like, you know what? Okay. I've never had a manager not try and work with me. They've always tried to help me and support me and make sure that I was okay mentally and financially. And right now, I feel like you're not trying to support me mentally or financially. I feel like you're trying to tear me down
what does
and kick
support
me
look like?
out.
What does support look like for you?
Being like, you know what, I understand. I may not understand completely the situation because I don't think you do understand the situation. I don't think you understand living paycheck to paycheck since you were 16. 16! But paycheck to paycheck since you were 16 is mentally exhausting. And like, I only have a select few of people that I can trust, and I never get to see them.
So may I ask this question again? What does support look like for you?
I need you to help me. I need you to make sure, be like, okay, you know what? I can't get you in on these hours. Because I know you need that. I know you need that, like, the health insurance. I know you need the benefits from Starbucks. But right now you're being like, forget the benefits. Go somewhere else. Forget the benefits.
Okay, well,
Maybe
if
find
I
it.
said that, if I did, I'm sorry. I also think that you might want to talk to Rochelle and see how my performance has not been supporting you. You can share the video that you're recording right now as well.
I am recording because I feel like this right now, this whole conversation, I don't want to be gaslit on.
No, I don't.
And I
that's why I'm
can
asking
tell
you.
when you did that little shift
What shift?
in your tone. You immediately, as soon as you noticed I was recording,
No,
there was
I-
just a little shift.
Okay. Because I knew I was being recorded, and what am I supposed to do?
I'm recording because I feel like you're not understanding me, and I feel like I'm
But somehow you
explaining
understood that I
this
never knew how to live paycheck to paycheck.
since you were 16, literally
That's
a
something that you're assuming
child.
that I did or did not do.
You're not coming from a place where you understand that. Like,
That's
you're not,
what you are assuming.
and you're not understanding it. No, I know you're not understanding it because you're not like, you know what? Okay, I understand that you're in this situation. I understand how that is. I understand because you're not understanding that.
Alright, so just follow up with you with the calls that you've made as well. I'm telling you, you can reach out to Rochelle if if you don't think that what I'm doing is the right thing, to go talk to my superior. If you don't have her phone number, I can provide that for you. In fact, I think her business card's in the back of that box right there in front of you. You can give her a call. And if she says otherwise, then okay, apparently I'm in the wrong, and I will own up to that.
But you're not supporting me.
Then you can tell Michelle that. I'm gonna work with your. Are you okay?
I'm good.
It's fine.
Yeah, good.
Anybody hurt? I want to work with you like I have worked with you with the phone calls that you made to Starbucks about your experiences. I want to work with you like you have to give you time off like you asked for your birthday, to give you the vacation that you're.
You know that was my only vacation. The
Well, you
only
also have more
vacation I've
vacation
ever
hours,
taken.
but you haven't asked for any other time off yet.
Because I feel like I always have to work. I literally get scared when I don't work.
I don't want you to feel that way, but you do have vacation hours.
I don't even care about vacation hours. I care more about being able to survive. I'm telling you, mentally and financially, these hours I've given you is what's best for me.
And I'm also trying to tell you that what I have from you is what I can work with, only what I can work with. Right?
Yeah, but you're telling me you're probably not going to get the health coverage because I can't give
I
you
wanna
these
give
hours.
You a heads up because that's going to be a huge struggle because now I have to base on it's now Renee's company. I'm basing scheduling and availability, like I've talked to every single partner on business needs and partner availability, not around Renee's availability. My hours have been based around everybody's availability. I am coming in for Marcy, which we've agreed on to work together. On our days off,
I don't get days off. Anthony, I really don't get days off.
I don't know what to tell you about Clarkson, but I've given you 4 days a week, 3 days a week off here at Starbucks.
So, the one time I go on vacation to see my family for my birthday, and you want to know what I did? I worked the entire time doing chores around the house because they're blind.
Sorry that you didn't have a good experience with your sister, your experience there.
I feel like you're just getting off topic now because that has nothing to do with that. I have a right to those vacation times. Just
You do.
because I used it doesn't mean you can use that against me.
But I didn't deny you your vacation.
Like that's
If you wanna
not
look
that's
back
not
to
an
your time off
argument.
requests, I have not denied you any time off requests.
And I'm not upset about the time
You
off
asked to
request.
work
This
on
is
a
like
time
off
and a half
topic.
holiday?
These are two different things. Like you cannot be arguing, hey, I gave you your PTO though, when I'm asking you for a schedule where my mentality and financially I'm okay. That
And
but I
this-
gave you PTO though. That doesn't.
Okay, I don't want to waste more of any of our times, but I want to give you the chance to call Rochelle. I'm giving you the opportunity and suggesting that you do that if you don't feel like what I'm doing is right. But I want to be as clear as I can with how I'm trying to provide you the hours because you've been wanting at least 20 hours or more to support yourself. If you keep at that, then I feel like we're in a good place. But we've been able to be at that because you gave me a wider availability at one point.
Because I said that I preferred mornings and you gave me 3 mornings in December. I never got a morning again, and I've been sacrificing my nights with my friends ever since.
You do.
And it's because you
Did I
didn't
have
think
one?
that I could do the 6 a.m. after the close. I literally told you I can do the 6 a.m. after the close.
Okay.
Because
It's going to also give me an error if you are scheduled 8 hours immediately after your close, by the way. So that's one thing that might chip off your 6 a.m. availability. Just so you know.
and that's okay, you can override it.
No, I can't. Just like saying how a minor cannot come in at 7 a.m. before 7 a.m. I cannot override it. There are federal laws that I have to follow. If I do override it, then it's going to bite me back, and now I'm going to be in trouble. I get it for that. You might share that and scheduling less than the 8 hours minimum.
And that's why I took off the Fridays. When you did tell me that's one of the reasons I took off Fridays, it was like, okay.
Alright, Fridays are off. I just wanted to clarify. That's why I asked you the question. Fridays are off now, correct?
Yeah.
Right. So that's why I wanted to clarify that answers that question. Right? But you also had a wider availability at one point, and now it's shrunk it down to 8 hours or less.
Yeah, and the store's availability, the closing time is now 30 minutes less. I lose an hour now.
But I have you come in sometimes at 1.
Yeah, that's my whole day.
So you
I
don't
can
want-
barely do any, like, I literally,
So if you don't want to work a whole day on the weekends, where do you want the other hours?
I want them in the morning, Anthony. I don't think you're understanding
So
this.
there's 8 hours availability on Saturday. You gave me 6 on Sunday.
Yep,
That's 14 right there.
yep. That's 14 hours. And then there's 4 hours for Monday or Tuesday. I don't even remember which one I put.
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
So you're requiring me to schedule all 4 days.
Those are the days that I can work. That's what's best for
That's
my.
what I'm required to do to make sure you get 20 hours, right?
I'm not saying required. You're saying required. I'm saying.
Okay, so how am I going to get 20 hours for you?
I'm saying that those. I'm telling you right now that those hours,
4 days.
mentally, for my mental health,
Yeah.
for my financial stability,
Okay.
those are the hours I need.
And financial stability looks like 20 hours a week, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
So that means-
$500. Do you know what that
means
$500
all
goes
4
towards?
days.
$200 for food for 2 weeks.
Renee, I'm talking about your hours right now.
I literally have every dollar planned out. I don't think you realize. Is that normal? That should not be normal.
I think we need to take a moment to pause and stop our conversation and reflect on what we discussed. I'll see what I can do. I also think you can see what you can do. But
I've
I
been
wanna give
thinking
you that.
about it for like a month.
Okay.
Really thinking about it. But I was like, you know
And
what?
is this availability like I've asked? Sorry for interrupting. Availability that you asked, good for at least 6 months, because that's something I asked of you about less than a month ago.
Yeah. See, at that time I was just like, I don't really need to care about my mental health. At that time I was thinking, you know what? I'm just stuck in this hole. There's no way out of it. But then I was discussing it with my sister while I was on, yet again, my birthday PTO.
So,
And I was just like, hey, like, I'm feeling really stuck. And she's like, well, isn't Starbucks open earlier? I'm like, yeah, I have my availability set to that, but he's never scheduled it.
okay. I will see what I can do, because you gave it to me last night. I haven't had a chance to look at it because it's giving me an error. Can you do me a favor? Delete that availability and request a new one, because there's an inability for me right now in the system to look at it. It keeps giving me an error. So go ahead and resend that to me. But I also want to make sure, because last month I asked, this is something that you can get to for 6 months, and then a month later, yesterday, you gave me no availability. So I want to make sure, are we going to expect another change in availability in the next 6 months? Or the next month even? So that's something we need to work on as we stop our conversation. to reflect what we had discussed, and to also, please, reach out to Rochelle. Maybe there's something that she knows that I don't know, and that we can provide for you. Okay? Alright, I'm gonna go back and talk to Marcy now. I'm also free tomorrow if you need to call me. But